Hello and welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot and the Leo monthly outlook for April. This is a general reading for Leo. We're going to get right into your reading. Cut your deck and jump right in, Leo. Straight out, Seven of Pentacles covered by the Lovers. Above, below, before, and after. Wow. All right. A lot of Pentacles energy here, Leo. Let's start right off with your main theme for April is reevaluating where you're at, where your life is at, where your money is at, where you're living, what you're doing in regards to a love connection, right? Lovers is covering it. There is a desire that you have to be with a particular person. Again, listen, the general readings for the months, they can be general readings, but so far, this is the fifth reading I've done. It's mostly been about love connections, right? But love connections in connection with your life and the way you're living. King of Wands energy is there. So that's you, Leo. King of Wands, fire, fire. You're focused on this goal that you have. You want to establish this relationship and you want to have your money together. Okay? You want to have your finances together. I think you're seeking to come towards someone or make something happen with someone, but a lot of this depends on how well you do this month with work, with money, with work, how well you bring your money in. Nine of Pentacles is there. So it shows that you've been, oh, wow. Okay, it shows that you have been solitary for some time, but you do have four of Wands, 11, 5 of Pentacles, and Page of Cups there. This love connection is strong. This is a soulmate connection, but you're working towards it, Leo. I want to say something happened along the way. You're not able to necessarily, I don't know that you're necessarily with your person right now. Let's move this up a little bit so we have more room. That you're necessarily with your person right now. There's been some setback that you suffered financially or in your environment, which is why you've been quite solitary recently, working away. Some of you may have moved away for work. Right, Leo? Some of you may have had to go and separate. More love. My gosh. And the sun. Jesus. Leo, what is going on with this connection? Some of you, listen, you had to either go away for work or you had to do something, take care of something, right? To get the finances together. But this is all in an effort for you to then come back and get married. Get married, move in together, do whatever it is you need to do to make this life happen together. That's your driving force. Okay? The sun is there, clarity is there, everything is there that you need. You have the Two of Cups, the 11, 4 of Wands card, and the Lovers. All of the three major soulmate energy cards in the tarot presented here, and very strong financial energy. So you're zhuzhing up in so many ways this month, April. April is the month where you get together with somebody and you guys move in together and you begin your wonderful life. Seriously, Leo, if this is a new connection, this is a strong one, okay? April is the month of love for you. And it's also the month of fortune and finance. And really, some of you may have opened up a business of some kind. Working, yeah, your work is really taking off. There's your queen. And you and your person are coming together in a very strong way. Look, your queen is there. Leo, I don't know. Listen, I do excuse my voice. I'm already I've done 5 hours of readings today. Leo, I don't know what to say. This is probably the most bursting full of positive energy in terms of everything coming together. your plan is coming together. The King of Wands has a plan oftentimes that a lot of people don't see. Let's see your future energy. A victory. Boom. Surprising. Not at all. And a Page of Wands. Okay, I'm going to retire those cards and pull out my clarifiers. Listen. The King of Wands has a plan that many people don't understand. They will not sort of, they'll be like, well, why is he doing that? Leo, you're very much like that. You're like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You may have been quite quiet about all of the little things that you've been up to. But let me sort of boil this down for you. You've been busy over this last period before April, working, getting something done, building a business. Some of you are artists and you're putting your work out there. Some of you are business owners, you're building your business. You've been putting the grind in because money is important here. And I think that money is important here and stability is important because some of you are wanting to get married. Some of you want to marry this connection. Some of you want to move in with this connection. You want to have something with this connection. Some of you want to start a family with this connection. And the way that you're going to be able to do it, and in the typical Leo style, you're very bombastic. You like luxury. You're a baller. So in order for you to do it the way you want to do it, you're needing to bring a lot of cash. There's your Four of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Very clear. You're clear. You know what you want to do. You have a plan in mind. You're very honest with everyone. And again, but there's some temperance energy coming in. I think that energy is coming in because right now you're not actually with your person. I think you're really having to bide your time and be calm because this has all been, and I believe April is the month that you guys come together. Okay? April is absolutely the month where you come together and this all kind of comes to fruition. But up until this month of April, there's been just a lot of like having to wait, having to keep working, having to bide your time, having to plan things out. Okay, I got to do this, then I got to do that. I want to do this, then I want to do that. Being very temperate about, your emotions. All right, I miss them. I want this now. But I have to do this first. I have to do that first. And you've been laying down the groundwork. Six of Pentacles, Justice, boom, and Seven of Swords. Six of Pentacles, strong coming in terms of, yes, there's going to be plenty of money to go around. Some of you Leos may be dealing with somebody who has children. Right? They have responsibilities. There are certain things tied up in this that that unless you come to the table with some stability and some security, it's not going to work. So you notice and you're coming to the table with that. Okay? You're absolutely coming to the table with that. Some of you, this is a reconciliation. This is you coming back into someone that you have a strong love connection with. You had to go away and you had to get your act together. And now you're coming back with your act together. That's this Five of Pentacles energy over here. Some of you had to go away. Some of you had to split from this person for a short term to figure out what you needed to get done in your life and to get it done. There may have been some, things just weren't working out before with this person. So this can be a new person. Or this can be a reconciliation with the love of your life where you were unable to stay with them for a period of time, but they are the love of your life. They are your soulmate. And for some of you, it's somebody new coming in altogether. But if it is somebody new, it's coming in hot and fast. Eight of Wands, hot and fast. Now, Justice, the Seven of Swords is there. Leo, there is some dark energy. There's some sabotaging energy here. There's some futility here. Don't skip any steps. Self-sabotaging, I should say. Don't skip any steps on the way to your goal. You're going to be victorious. These are your future cards. We'll talk about those. You're going to be victorious here and locking down this connection, this love connection for some of you, and getting married, getting that yes to the offer, etc. You're going to get that, but you have to continue to put the work in that you've been putting in. Which is when I say don't cut corners. If you're reconciling with this person, if this is somebody where you guys broke up, don't start like trying to get together with them until you're ready, Leo, until everything is ready for you, until you feel ready, until you're back on top. Because I think that for those of you who are reconciling with an old love, when you broke up, you weren't on top. And that was one of the reasons perhaps there was a split here. Because you weren't on top, you weren't acting on top, you didn't have your shit together. And so things fell apart. They didn't work out. Right? And I think this Seven of Swords energy was there before. Perhaps you were trying to move too fast last time. And again, skipping some of the steps that you have to take. There's certain steps you have to take in a relationship, even though you know it's a twin flame, a soulmate connection, even though you know this is the love of your life, you still have to make certain steps depending on where you both are in life. Those steps include having to put more energy and more effort in, maybe having to physically work more, bring more money into the home so that you guys can have the life that you want to have. Or work on your own sort of toxic issues and sort of hang-ups that you bring to the relationship so that it doesn't screw the relationship up. Those are all the things that people generally do have to work on. Love is not enough. And I think this is a case, Leo, of extreme, intense, deep love, but also a case where it wasn't enough and now you want to come back into it stronger. Prince of Wands and Strength. There you are. That's your card. Let's talk about these future energies. I pull these cards to look at what may be coming down the line. And what do I see here? I see courage and I see a victory, a win. You get what you want. You know, you get what you want. You get it publicly too, right? If this is a reconciliation, you guys fell out, guess what? You and all your friends are going to see y'all together again. And it's what you want. You love PTA anyway. Right? PDA, public displays of affection, right, Leo? So you want the world to know, and that comes in for you. And Page of Wands as well. A whole new sort of ideal outlook coming in. Strength and the Prince of Wands. Well, the Prince of Wands here, the same as the Knight of Wands and Strength. There's nothing stopping you. There's nothing that's going to slow you down or stop you from getting this. This is what you want. You're not giving up. I do feel for some of you that this is definitely a reconciliation, a coming together with somebody who you desperately love. And things went sideways and you don't care. You want to try again. And you want to bring as much as you can to the table to make sure that it works. Now, if they're screwed up, if the person doesn't have their act together, or if they want to, listen, it takes two to mess up a relationship. I'm sure there were things that the person brought in or things that your person needed to work on here in this connection. If they haven't done the work, well, then we'll see where we're at then. But from your point of view, you've done a lot of work. You put a lot of work in to, heal yourself, help yourself, but more importantly, really to get yourself back on top in terms of having your act together, having money, having stability, having a job, not being laid off, not being fired. You know what I mean? Having your health together, being fit, being able to do things. Again, this is, it's this time of year. People are really working on themselves, and you've done that work, but you've done that work also with this love connection in mind. Badger, be fearless and bold. Well, this is your animal spirit, fearless and bold. And this is what I'm talking about. You are being fearless and bold. You love this person. You're being very romantic about it. This is like one of those romance, stories, Oh, two lovers, left, they went their separate ways. They couldn't get along. But you love them and they still love you and they still pine away. And you're back out in the world. You're doing your thing. You're getting yourself together. You're beginning to get success. And then boom, you guys come back together. You're both much more successful, much more mature, and you're still deeply in love. Boom. End of story. And they live happily ever after. Right? I mean, this is the kind of energy that is here in a nutshell. All right? Just don't cut any corners, Just don't make the same mistakes that you made the first time. That's the lesson of Seven of Swords. Do not make the same mistakes that you made the first time, because this connection is strong. This is a soulmate. This is definitely more than a twin flame. This is a soulmate. And I feel like neither one of you are going to give up. Listen, I'm reading from your point of view. I'm not reading from their point of view. But look, some of you Leos are dealing with another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, because you guys are both, you're not, let's put it this way. You're both looking at each other. You see each other. You're looking at each other. You see each other. And you just won't give up coming towards each other, no matter how difficult it is. The Queen of Wands has been through some really difficult times, and she's resilient, and she gains wisdom, and she gains courage, and she's not defeated. The King of Wands is going to get what he wants. And so neither one of you are going to give up. I don't think you're giving up on each other at all. But again, this was a connection. And I feel like, again, some of you may be new, but this strongest message is for those of you that are moving back towards a lover, a soulmate that you are not ready to give up on. And more importantly, not only are you not ready to give up on them, but you've taken time off to really come back to them with something, come back to them with you on top, And Leo, you have a lot of pride and dignity. This is important for you to come back like this. Or when I say come back, to try again with them, with you in this spirit of the Black Rose. Tragic romance. Watch out. Don't be futile. As I say, don't make the same mistakes you made before, because this will end up in tragedy, right? It'll be the same thing all over again. Despair. Spirit of Hecate, goddess of the night, crossroads. You are at a crossroads. All right? You are. And the ghosts of this spirit, of this relationship, and I don't want to say the ghost really, because this relationship isn't dead. It is on ice for now. It's on hiatus while you get to where you need to be. Spirit of the earth. Nature, grounded, and your ancestors are giving you messages. Now, as I say though, this month of April, since this is your outlook for April, this is the month where things start moving here in this relationship, where you begin to start making that effort to come back in, to move closer to them. Or at least, for instance, this is the month where your reward and your bounty begins to come in, so that you can see that, oh yeah, okay, this is really going to work. I am getting to where I need to be, so I can get back to where I want to be with this person, with this connection, right? Again, some of you had to take care of health issues. Some of you had to just take care of your money. You had to, some of you were unemployed. You had to get a job. You had to get a good place to live. Like real things I'm talking about here, that you had to put effort and work into to sort of establish. You can't have a relationship with somebody when you don't have no place to live. Or where you're living is a room in somebody's house, where you don't have your own place to live. Or, when you don't know from one week to the next if you're going to have a paycheck. How are you going to go to the movies? How are you going to go have a life? How are you going to, we're not just talking about, hanging out together on a couch and being together. We're talking about having a life together. A real life together. And if you don't have your stability there, if you don't have your responsibilities in check, that's very difficult to have a prosperous future with somebody. It is real. That's the reality of it. But a victory is here for you. Love, 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 love. No way are you two going to stop. And this is just another sort of chapter in this story. But no way are you two going to stop moving closer toward each other, as you both, and I do feel like let's hope that your person is doing the same thing you're doing, but as you are really resonating yourself up. All right, Leo, I'm going to leave it. This is your monthly outlook for April, turned into a love reading, but also a reading to talk about how well you're doing financially and just in your own life right now, Leo. You're just working very hard, and April is a month where you're definitely going to start getting some of those returns back. And I know if you've watched my other videos, you've seen similar messages, because frankly, that's what my collective is going through. My collective that I read for, you guys are all sort of making money. You're stepping your game up. You know what I mean? You're coming into spring and summer, and you're passionate, you're ready, you're energized, and you're ready to sort of like step everything up a notch, right? And I think it's exciting. All right, guys, this is it. This is your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this reading, if you got something out of it, please like, subscribe, and share. Sound off in the comments. Claim the reading in the comments. All of that stuff really helps my channel out and really helps me continue to give you content. All right, guys, but this is it. I wish you and your cross watchers and all of those in your life love, life, and happiness. And I hope to see everyone at the next reading for May. Bye-bye now.